All right, class, welcome to November 14th. Only, well, a little over a week until Thanksgiving. But this week we are finishing our first part of the unit on learning management systems or building an online course. And so this week's topic is developing an online course. And so you should know something at least about Moodle, and you should be able to log into Moodle by this point and be able to add activities into it and understand how those activities could be added into a learning management system, because of course by the end of this week on November 19th, the building a course in a learning management system assignment number 1 is due. So the activities for this week include readings, and I have a couple of readings going on here. Excuse me. The future of learning management systems, and then the gamification of learning management systems. So you'll read about some of those ideas about how maybe learning management systems will or are evolving to support better learning and experiences. Last week I had a past session on an LMS assignment that was provided, but it looked like it was grayed out to students. I just found this out recently, so I'm putting that again in this week, but I'm changing the link so that it will work. And again, this is a session you have to click on, and there's a download, and then you run that download. There may be another installer that you have to run before you can run this download. It's an older system, so it requires a little bit more work to get going. But once you do the download and get it set up, you should see a new screen come up, and you should hear my voice in a past session talking about the LMS assignment and also talking about how to use Moodle for some basic activities, like the ones that you'll have to use for your assignment. So that's another thing to be aware of, is that past session from last week, I think many of you couldn't access it, and so I've put it on this week as a different type of link, and it should work. Then you'll watch a few more presentations on developing an online course. Now remember, I'm providing both D2L and Moodle instructions, but as you go forth, you want to, especially for this week, use Moodle and learn Moodle, because of course that's what the assignment is due in for this first time. And then later on, you'll go back to some of these D2L ones if you need to, and develop a course in D2L, and I'll show you how to access that course in D2L fairly soon. So, oh, here comes up the recording. It does take a little time to that recording that you're supposed to watch. Sometimes it loads a little bit slowly, especially if you have a slower computer like mine. And let's give it a second to load just so I can show you what it would look like as it comes up. So here it is. It's an old Blackboard Collaborate room, and it has slides in the right hand side here, and it has my voice over it as well. You can pause and replay it. It's almost an hour-long recording. But it gives you, again, it gives you some particulars about how to use Moodle and how to complete the assignment, which I think I've covered pretty well, so you might be able to skip past that part if you remember. Alright, so November 14th through the 19th, and then finally you are going to submit your Building a Course in a Learning Management System 1 assignment. And remember, this one is the one that you do in Moodle. And so as we look at this assignment, you're supposed to create a week's worth of activities within a learning management system, and then to make sure that those activities make sense and fulfill all the requirements for the assignment. And this time it's within Moodle. So just as a reminder too, you'll want to be able to go to moodle.northern.edu. This is a special Moodle that I have set up for you to use, and I've set up user accounts for all of you as teachers, and you are a teacher of your own courses in this moodle.northern.edu instance. And so if you go to moodle.northern.edu, and then you can hit login. Well, I'm already logged in, I guess, but you can hit login, and then I did give you your username and password. Your username was your first name, and your password was ELRN410 question mark, I believe, but with the capital E at the beginning. And of course it is case sensitive, so you have to be careful, make sure that you fill in the right ideas, and then fill in the right letters, I guess, and numbers. And then I've created a course for everyone in the class. So under 510, I've created a list of courses for each of you in the 510 class who have enrolled in my class, and then also in the 410 one. There are just 4 here, but there's a course for each of you. So what you're going to do is go into your course and pick one of these week units and start to hit that turn editing on button. And that gives you all the power you need to create activities within the course. And then you're starting to, let's say you want to do it in the first one here, that's fine. So then add an activity or resource, and you're going to choose which one to add. And you'll probably want to start with the objectives and so forth, the learning objectives. So that might be good to start with, just a nice file. Add that in, and then name it and write the objectives out. Name it learning objectives, maybe write the objectives out and save it. Return to the course. I'm going to cancel this one because I don't want to mess up somebody's course. And then go on and create the next item. And you're going to create a week's worth of activities within that 1 week here. And then when you're done, you'll also submit some extra assignment items. Here's the assignment. So you're going to create all of these things. The goal is to have you learn the tools of the LMS, but also make the activities coherent so that an actual student could log in. Although with your recorded presentations that are done for your flipped classroom before in the class, it may not relate to this, right? Because you've created those recorded presentations weeks ago. But you can link those too. You're supposed to link those actually. Make sure that a student could access those. And then present the items chronologically for the student. And then finally, you'll submit a document. And so the document will include these things. Describe your target audience. What grade are they in? Who are your students? What age group? And then provide a written summary of the week's activities. So again, summarize what's going on during that week so you can explain it to me a little bit more, because sometimes it's not quite clear in an LMS. It's good for me to understand with this summary. And then describe the activities that you as a teacher would do during the week in order to support student learning. So what would you do as part of this experience, as part of this week's long experience as a teacher? And then it'll be graded with that rubric. So that's the assignment, and there's more information about that again in the recordings for this week that you'll be looking at, but overall that's where all the information is. If you haven't watched the past recordings for past weeks, there's information more about this assignment as well in those. So make sure you stay on top of these things, and good luck submitting that Building a Course in a Learning Management System 1 assignment. And let me know if you are not able to access Moodle or if you need help with other aspects of this assignment. Have a great week.